New on Curiosity Stream. Can we prevent cancer? Explore how our diets, lifestyle, environments, and even technology can possibly prevent this deadly disease on how not to get cancer. And the Boston Marathon. From glory to tragedy to rebirth, the long-distance race by which all others are measured. Narrated by Matt Damon, it's the trailblazing documentary Boston. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. All right, there's a survey done about stuff that we probably shouldn't miss, but we actually do, very surprisingly do, when it comes to workplace and the fact that we can't be there due to the COVID. The number one thing that people say that they miss.
Ooh, a functioning microwave.
A functioning microwave.
That's just us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that microwave's not going to get fixed. We're not going to get stuff in the vending machine. No. We're all alone out here. We're in an island.
They just letting everything fall apart on us, man.
I don't know. It's just over for us, man.
We're doomed.
We're on our own. We just bought another coffee maker. We have 2 coffee makers. We're just doing our own thing over here. I'm going to buy a microwave soon.
Probably find out who we have as a present before we find out how we can reheat our food.
I'm going to tell you this. If by the beginning of December that microwave's not fixed, we will buy a microwave and just put it in.
I have an extra one.
Oh, well, then bring it in. What are you waiting for?
Well, because I don't know how to move the other one.
No, you just put it...
We're not replacing it.
We're not replacing it.
That's their problem.
We're put it on a counter, Vicky.
That thing's like mounted into the actual cabinets.
Okay, then I will put it on the counter.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's not a lot of space on the counter.
We could save all this energy. Why don't we just take the one that's in the front of the building that's being used, that was supposed to be used by a receptionist, and just move it into the in our area.
Well, that's a great idea. We could easily do that.
See, I'm an idea man.
Can we?
Yeah.
You just said the other one was mounted. Isn't that one mounted as well?
No, that one's not mounted.
Oh.
You use it every day. You don't know that it's not mounted?
I don't use it every day.
I use it every day.
All right. Well, it's not mounted, Ref.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. This is perfect. We're going to run it.
We got this solved. I'm glad that we talked about this on the radio.
Yeah, nice for us to flesh that out.
I'm not going to like the fact that we get people coming back here because they're going to take all of our jerry-rig stuff and get rid of it. And then we're going to go back to
replace it with things that work?
Yeah.
The functioning stuff? Yeah, that'd be kind of nice.
I kind of like this sort of Old West on your own kind of thing. Like, we do what we want.
We're slowly turning this into my college dorm room.
Yes.
Oh, we need one of those little heaty plates?
Yes.
Can we put posters up with like a black light?
Easy. I
love
those.
it.
Oh, yeah, they got some of these lame-ass posters around here. We got to take that stuff
Let's
down.
just redecorate this entire floor to how we want it.
Yeah. Let's get some beanbag chairs.
Yeah. I'm with you,
I have an
dude.
Xbox One I could set up in here.
Because I don't think anybody's ever coming back. I mean, they say they're coming back, but I don't think they're coming back.
This place is ours now for the taking.
I think they left us, man. I think they're just like, they're on their own.
We need to get a big flag that just says BJ and Migs and just plant it right in the middle.
Yeah. Let's do this. And then when people do start coming back, let's dress up like animal fur skin and like paint our faces and just look like we become these crazy, off the grid people that are just do not come into our land.
We've really regressed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like this. It's like Lord of the Flies.
Yes. Pretty much.
All right.
Holding rocks in our hands, who's the first to go?
I'm kind of excited about
Will we remember language or we'll just grunt at them?
Oh, I mean, that's pretty much what I do outside of the office anyway, so that sounds about good. That's my kind of language.
Yeah. So people miss the boring conversations at work. even though they're boring conversations. They said they actually miss that about being in the workplace.
Dude, it's not an anxiety, actually, but it's like a silly anxiety of when people do get to come back to work, how many catching up conversations we're all going to have. And it's all going to be the same conversation. I almost feel like we need to just agree to just let's just start today. And not, or like whatever happened yesterday, you could talk about. Let's not try and recap, 9 months of not being around each other, because it's impossible.
You hate, even when you come back from vacation, you don't want to do any of that.
Well, I mean, hey, how you been? What have you been up to? I'm like, well, I mean, it's like the barista at a coffee stand. They're just like, what do you got? What do you got planned for the rest of the year? I'm like, I just want my latte, man. Like, I don't think we have that much time.
I know. I don't. Look, and I'm going to call them out. It is Starbucks. It's nice that they want to be friendly, but it's just like, who wants to answer questions? You know what I mean? Who wants to? You're there getting a coffee. Who wants to answer questions about my life? It's like, I don't know. What are you going to do?
I feel like it's the person that just started, and they haven't figured out like. That, okay, there's going to come a moment where you can read the room and realize this person doesn't want to have a conversation with me. I don't need to force the issue. I'm just going to walk away from him and just bring him his coffee when his coffee's ready.
I'm happy that Trader Joe's has stopped. I feel like at least that they've gotten the message, because Trader Joe's is another thing where they'd always tell you everything you're buying and how they love it. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if you love this. I'm going to buy it anyway. And then they tell me all the stuff they made. Oh, you brought this cabbage. Let me tell you what I made last night. And I'm like, I don't want to make the cabbage. I just want to buy. That's great, but I want to buy mine.
Yeah, the last time we went to a Starbucks, the guy was just like, what do you got going on? Oh, well, what else are you going to be doing? How is this, that? I'm just like, oh my gosh, dude, I don't know. I just want my coffee. Like, I'm trying not to be rude.
Yeah.
Because, I understand that's kind of what they're asking them to do, but also it's very apparent that he doesn't care.
Yeah, it's always some marketing person that thinks, because, you can tell that sometimes the people that work in these places go, I don't want to do this. Mm-hmm. So, but it's always the marketing guy. Here's a great idea it's like, you don't even work in a store. Why are you telling people what to do? You don't even work there.
So what else are we missing?
Well, we're missing our friends tell stories about things we didn't do. Yeah. In other words, like stories things that we did. It says having our friends tell stories about things we didn't do. So, but they got to do it, but we didn't get to do it.
Oh,
I think that's what it is.
So, like Joe and Sarah go on a hike, and then they come in talking about it, and I'm like, I don't like hearing about that.
Yeah,
or something.
But maybe because you haven't been around them for so long, you now miss that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So the peripheral stuff, like, oh God, they just go out and talk about everything there, and I didn't do it. What am I even?
I wasn't invited.
Yeah. Getting drinks after work with coworkers we don't like. People isn't it funny, all the negative stuff that people miss, that if you said, hey, what would you like to cut out of your life in the workplace, it would be all these things. Turns out they missed them.
Who's forcing you to get drinks with your coworkers that you don't like?
Well, sometimes you feel like you got to do it just because if you're not in the social circle, you're not going to get the promotion. You're not going to be considered part of the team.
Yeah,
I can see people doing that.
That's just not my world, because we leave in the afternoon. I'm not coming back just to get drinks with people.
Yeah, I know. We have, I think, an excuse, but I often wonder if we're sort of kept out of a lot of fun because of that. Because I feel like I'm not part of a lot of stuff. People have, like Danny says, there are great conversations that people seem to have when they're having beverages or doing stuff, like after work, and we're like, no, we're not there for any of that. People say they actually miss commuting.
There's something nice about commuting, like not traffic, but just being in your car. You got something on, like a song that you love, or maybe it's like a radio show, or maybe it's a podcast. It's like you're just in that world. You don't have to worry about anything else. At least now, being a new father, man, that's like the one time of the day where I'm not having to have my head on a swivel about where Tatum's going to walk into, because that'd be weird if she's just walking on the freeway in the first place.
That would be weird.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, this is like just alone time. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah. I can appreciate
that. And if I do, it's like, it's minimal. So I do appreciate being in the car and commuting.
People say they miss having random conversations with strangers at work. I guess people coming in, like different people delivering stuff. Right? I mean, I guess.
Elevator conversations, sometimes in the lobby, waiting in line for your chicken teriyaki at TJ's Deli.
That's very specific.
Ooh, yummy. That might be part of the plan today.
Now it's mine too.
Good call. Here's another one on the list. Eating the same boring lunches at work every day. People miss that.
Nothing boring about teriyaki.
No, that was the fun part. I mean, it still is, but for a little while, like Steve was talking about TJ's, they have like chicken katsu, which I would always get on a Wednesday, but they were closed for a while, so I couldn't get that, and I missed that.
Yeah. I know that feeling. One of my places just shut down that I go to every 3 weeks, and I guess
maybe if you went every week, it wouldn't be shut down, you jerk.
I can't get my hair did every week. I only get it done every 3 weeks.
Wait, your hair guy's done?
No, the shop I go to get my coffee and my cookie before I go to the hair guy.
Oh, I was like, wait, you get your coffee and your cookie at a hairstylist?
Well,
they should do that.
They're right next door. I mean, it might as well be at the hairstylist because he's right next door to Cafe Hitchcock. And man, I love that joint.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, dude. And it's a local joint, you know, so they have a Starbucks across the street. But I'm like, you know what? Cafe Hitchcock, you're the people. I'm going there. And I always have a great conversation with people that are there. But I knew it was bad because every time I walked in after they reopened from the pandemic, I'm just like, there's nobody here but me. This can't last too long.
Oh, someone said I worked at Starbucks for 2 years. I would do the small talk because it felt awkward having someone just stare at me. Well, why is the person staring? I mean, I usually just kind of look down at my phone while I'm waiting for somebody to bring me.
There are people who will just do the hard stare watching you while you actually make the coffee.
Why would they do that? Just go.
They want to make sure that you're making the coffee right to their standards and their specs.
That's a problem.
I've seen it before.
I mean, unless you're wearing a bikini, I don't understand why you're just staring at the barista.
I mean,
in that situation, I think, okay, that makes sense.
Here's what you do, man. All you do is go, hey, blank, if they've got a thing on their thing, hey, blank, how are you today? And they get to say whatever, and then you're done. Like they go, hey, thanks for recognizing me. Thanks for at least treating me like a human being while I'm getting your food or whatever. That's all you got to do. I mean, look, some of them are really talkative, and I do my best but sometimes like you, Steve, it's just like I just got done with the show. I've been talking for 4 hours. Just want to get a cup of coffee.
And I've made the mistake of literally just asking someone, hey, how are you doing? And it turned into me standing there, like after I bought what I was buying, like for 15 minutes, them explaining their entire life.
Yeah,
it's a trap because at that point I don't want to try to get away because that would be rude.
Well, then my fear though is there's a car behind me that's like cursing me out because like that son of a bitch. Yeah. Will he stop talking it up to the barista because I want my drink order and I'm like I'm trying to get out of the way so you can get your drink too, sir. Can't help it.
So people say they miss going on awkward first dates, which I guess you do at the office. That does happen.
Huh. And so this is only at the office?
Well, that's what I thought.
No, it's just some things that we're surprisingly misdoing.
Oh, just in general. Oh, that makes Joe. I read that.
Yeah, I was like, what kind of office is this?
Yeah, this is a great office, actually. Hey,
have you been on a first date yet with Sally in accounting?
So this is just this is the things you miss from just being in the house all the time.
But it's just it sounds like though a lot of them are based in the office because a lot of people aren't in the office.
Yeah, well,
I was say, what kind of place is having first dates all the time?
Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense with some of these, like the random. I mean, everything seemed to really fit well with the office except the last one. But then again, I don't know. You could have some awkward first dates. Or actually, you should have some awkward breakups at the office. That's really awkward. That happens. Well, this is really bizarre. This was a question on Beat Migs about the humpback whale, wasn't it? Didn't we have that?
Yes, it likes to sing for long periods of time.
Yeah. Well, how about this humpback whale nearly pulls the whole Jonah story, nearly swallowing 2 kayakers.
See? Whales are evil.
Oh, wow. And we have the audio. You're going to hear it at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
New on Curiosity Stream. Nobody said parenting was easy. A psychologist observes real caught-on-tape family moments and helps parents apply simple rules for happier homes on Kids and Instruction Manual. And one of the most well-known images in art history, The Scream, has been stolen numerous times and is not alone. Join the hunt for history's missing masterpieces on Raiders of the Lost Art. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Granger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. So, 2 female kayakers were nearly swallowed by a humpback whale off the coast of California. Yeah, no.
Not going to do it?
No, what are you doing? What are you doing kayaking out with whales? Get out of here.
Whenever I see people kayaking over at Lake Union, I'm like, why are you doing? You could be attacked. And I realize, there's no whales in
we don't know that.
But I always get I'm like, that just seems so scary with all the boats. And I don't know why, but I get nervous about that. But I think it would be fun to do. Not the whale part, just kayaking.
Oh, kayaking, sure. I suppose if you can kayak in a swimming pool or something, you should be okay. I don't trust. You know what? Listen,
I don't know about that either.
They haven't figured out Loch Ness yet. They haven't found Bigfoot yet. So there could be whales at the bottom of Lake Washington. I don't know.
Imagine being someone watching all this, and you're like, oh, look at those girls having some fun on the kayaks, and then a whale just shows up out of nowhere trying to eat them.
Yeah, they got dumped into the water. They weren't injured, and we do have what it sounded like in the moment. Plus, we also have a woman talking about this in the news report.
Was so fast. I saw the school of fish come up and the whales push them up. When I saw them surfacing out of the water right in front of our kayak, I thought, oh no, it's going to come up close. I hope it's not too close. And then all of a sudden, it completely lifted up out of the water, and I just dumped in the water, and it happened so fast.
Nope. Yeah, I'm going to have to pass on kayaking in the near future.
Yeah.
I'm watching the video of that. It's cool that cell phones now are waterproof, though, I gotta say. Because otherwise, we would have lost all this footage.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one great advantage of all of it.
I'm sending the story to my girlfriend.
She wants
to
kayak
so bad. Ever since
Lake
we moved
Union,
here.
I think it'd be okay.
Lake Union? You don't know what's at the bottom of Lake Union either.
And I didn't even think, whales suck. They scare me to death. They are my number one fear in the ocean. However, now we have the Kraken here. Mm-hmm. You never know. The Krakens all over the world could come to South Lake Union.
It's been released.
And, it's been released. They might get us.
Where did they release the Kraken from?
The Kraken. I'm sorry.
I don't know where.
Yeah, it was Lake Washington. I think I saw the videos. And how do you know he's not hanging out in Lake Union now with little baby Krakens?
It's a good point. Waiting for Danny to get in there in his little kayak, and then the little Kraken tentacles will just pull you under.
Is the kayak the thing where you get the little hole you stick your body in?
Yes.
Is that the kayak?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's something else in a gas stop.
Glorious.
See, that's the one that flips over and somehow people flip themselves back up again.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's not for me because I'm like, what if I can't flip up again? Then I'm underwater dead.
I think about that. I'm just like, how the hell... what do you got to do to get back over? Or do I just get the hell out of that thing? Because the girl said that she was in that underwater for a few seconds before she was able to get back around.
Yeah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool.
I'm telling you, whales are evil, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe then just stick with one of those, that little paddle boat thing or something like that.
Oh, little paddle boats you can get at the rentals?
Yeah.
So you're pedaling?
Oh, the paddle boats.
Paddle boats. Oh,
Green Lake. Those are cool.
Yeah, and as far as I know, there's no Kraken or whales in Green Lake. But I
don't know.
As far as I know, I haven't had, but I'm not. But
I don't know what happens at night.
But Lake Union is Green Lake is about as big of a lake as I want to deal with if I'm going to go out and try to do water sports.
I keep wanting to do that at some point. It's because we walk around Green Lake from time to time, and whenever we do, I'm always like, we should rent one of those pedal boats and just get out there and just enjoy being out there.
I think you'll be like, what are we doing? We're just, you know what I mean? You're out there pedaling and you go, wow, it's hot. It's not like the water's making us any cooler. I've always said, I've been on boats. And that's the thing. You're on a boat
person.
Well, if you go real fast, you get a nice breeze. But otherwise, you're working your ass off, and you're the sun's beating down on you. You think because you're on the water, you go, oh, it's going to be refreshing. But you're basically getting beat down on by the sun.
Well, how are you working your ass off in a boat? Usually people are just sitting in a boat drinking beers while someone drives it.
Well, if you're doing a kayak, if you're those kind of boats, if you're doing... Otherwise,
that's exercise. That's why they do it.
Yeah, but see, the sun is... that's the thing. It gets hot. It's not cool. I don't like the hot. I mean, you're out there in the hot, and then you realize this is not
surrounded by
refreshing.
water, and there's something peaceful about that, minus the whales attacking you.
Yeah. Well, to me, the peaceful part is what you said: being on somebody's boat, having a beer, and letting the boat do all the work.
Someone says, "I kayaked in Lake Union." You'll die of boredom before you die from a whale.
Yeah, I mean, I just see people go like the paddle boarders, at least the stand-up guys. Is that what you're talking about? Doing the stand-up paddle boards?
No, I was talking about what the hell is it? A kayak? No, what's not a kayak? What's the other one?
A canoe? Like a canoeish kind of thing?
Yeah, canoe.
Okay.
I want to be in a canoe.
All right.
Those look like fun.
Yeah, they're nuts. They're just, plus it's, I'm just, I'd rather be in a boat where somebody's driving it. It moves itself. I got a beverage.
See, a canoe, at least I feel like I'm not bound and I'm not being held in.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The kayak always worried me because I'm like, what if my fat ass can't get out of that thing?
Well, you know.
Stuck. And I'm like, God, come on.
You can do it,
Someone
Santa.
get me some butter.
Yeah. I've actually gone to go canoeing on Lake Washington.
And?
It was awesome because we brought alcohol.
Did you see a Kraken?
I did not.
This is probably before they released it, wasn't it?
It was.
That's what it was.
I don't know if I'd go now just because of the Kraken.
Those stand-up, though, paddleboard ones, those look like fun.
Oh,
Danny's not feeling that?
No, okay, here's the thing is that I know that, well, anything with the water, just no with me. But then at that point, too, it's like those ones, people make those look so graceful. Like, they look so cool.
They got their dog sleeping on the damn thing. Like, I couldn't even imagine Lulu attempting to be on that with me.
I had a friend who almost broke his ribs trying to get back on a paddleboard. Because he pushed himself up to get up, and then it sinks down, but then it pops back up. So he came up and smacked himself right in his ribs.
Oh, so it should just give up on paddleboards because of one guy almost breaking his ribs?
Me, yes.
Yeah. By
That's
the
what
way,
I'm saying is I would fall off so easily.
you know what that was, Rev?
Huh.
That wasn't the paddleboard. That was the Kraken pushing the board up into the guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just Clear Lake and Yelm. It's awesome to kayak in. There's two rival bald eagles that are always fighting over fish in the air. Now that would be fun. You get to watch them fight.
Okay, here's the thing. You said you want to do paddleboard?
Yeah.
Next time you're at the beach,
okay,
just stand up on the sand, grab an oar, and just go back and forth, and see how that feels on the hot sun. Because when you're on the board, you're not in any water. You're still like standing up in the hot sun, just going, ha-ha. I mean, that's what
people enjoy being out in the hot sun around water and just doing something physical and just enjoying the moment.
This is BJ who thinks a hike is walking around the mall.
Exactly.
Well, going up those stairs is no different than going up a mountain.
And it's climate controlled. It's important. And if you want to exercise, get yourself a little bottle of something and just, the 6-inch, 5-ounce curls, what do they call it? Just to, 5 to 12-ounce curls, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, BJ, I think they're hiring for a personal trainer at my gym. You should, you should apply.
Yes.
I'm sure
I would be
fine folks in Northwest Fitco would love to have
I've never been
great idea.
Listen, if you want to go train. Go ahead and do it. But it's, people always try to sell you, it's fantastic. You're out. And it's like, you're still doing boring crap in the hot sun.
Some people like being around nature, though.
Oh, the nature's not a problem. But you know what I do?
What?
Get myself a beverage and sit down and look at nature.
All right. Well,
maybe, or
look at your daughter and your son right now. They're hiking mountains. And stuff
well, they're,
every day.
they're not the brightest kids. I'm just,
Well, that's just rude. Bring them in. Let's find out.
Bring them in. They're not the brightest kids.
I want to hear. I like to hear their opinion of what you're saying because they are doing the exact opposite of what you're complaining. Like they're out there enjoying stuff, not for alcohol, but just to be out in nature and get healthy.
Well, I don't have a problem with being out in nature, but I mean, man, paddleboarding, just walk the beach.
It kind of sounds like you do though, because you're like the sun is so hot,
right?
But you gotta balance it out. Which is like I like walking the beach because then you get the cold water on your feet while the sun's beating on you, and then your body's all nice and balanced.
Well, you just fall in the lake at that point.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I just want to fall in the lake. There you go.
Right, get wet, and then get back on the board.
Swimming, and I never said there's anything wrong with swimming. Swimming's fantastic.
But that's the worst case scenario when you're on a paddleboard. If things don't work out well, you swim.
And the best case scenario is I never get wet, and I'm just basically standing and letting the sun bake me while I'm on a board. I feel like I'm basically getting ready to be served up to somebody.
You know, there's people that do like the sunbathe, though.
Oh, those people are insane too.
Well, we got your kids in the room. They're big into like the hiking. So, how do you feel about Pop saying the things that he's saying?
I'm not surprised coming from you because you don't really do much active things.
No, I don't.
But I mean, and I'm kind of both worlds. I like to sit on the beach and get drunk some days, and other days I went kayaking like a few weeks ago. I've been paddleboarding. For me, it's very easy. But yes, my balance. My friends were having a tough time, but I loved it.
Well, you were a dancer, so you're used to being able to be balanced.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so I do both. I think you're crazy. You might as well just get out there, try it.
You understand? I have weak ankles. That's the other thing. There's no way that's going to work for me.
I am your daughter. I have the weakest ankles too.
Yeah, but you trained young. You've learned how to deal with it.
You
trained young. I'm too old for this.
How do you
always
train
an
your
excuse.
ankles?
My paddleboarding skills.
I cannot balance. So, and I don't want to bake in the sun. To me, I look at those people and go, oh, that's great. You're out there and you're paddling. Great.
What about your son? Your son doesn't. Before this, I would have never thought of him as being a hiking guy.
No, I mean, Sarah got me into hiking, but I got to tell you, kayaking, I have an extreme fear. And I don't know why, because it's your legs are in that thing. And then if you flip, I think I'm going to drown.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I was younger, I was in just a boat, and my friend tipped the boat on me, and I lost my wallet and my glasses because they sunk to the bottom of wherever the heck I was.
That was a delightful time.
So now you're afraid of water because you lost your wallet and your glasses?
Yeah.
Well, because he got flipped over in a boat.
How are your ankles? That's what I need to know.
Oh, I got terrible ankles, man, and knees.
Is that what kept you from getting into the NBA?
Hey, wait, I'm still on the waiting list. I'm on the reserve list, Steve.
Is that what it is?
Silver just called me up. He told me he's going to start another bubble. The Lakers need a new player. I'm ready to go. LeBron and I are friends now. It's good.
Oh, I didn't know that was all happening. Wow.
So it says, I'm with you, BJ. No fun just baking in the sun.
Yeah, I don't understand the sun bakers too. I just see them and I go, well, okay, you're cooking yourself up what for dinner tonight? What are you doing?
Yes, they're going to eat themselves.
Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe somebody else would. You know what I'm saying?
I do give him a break on that one, Steve. For some reason, we don't go from anywhere but to burnt.
Yeah.
So when we're in the sun, it takes 5-10 minutes if I don't put sunscreen on.
That is frustrating. But I mean, look at like your wife though. She left here for the D. The vitamin D?
Oh, I was going to say. Oh, wow. Right? You may be right on both counts. I have no idea. Well, we like sun. We just don't like to bake in the sun. I like to be out in the sun, but I wear a hat. I get I go in the shade.
Do you wear your ankle braces?
I wear my ankle braces out there. I'm all set to go. And walking anyone will tell you, walking is enough to keep you healthy for your whole life. I mean, so what I do is definitely healthy enough for the average person. If you want to go out there and get swole, get swole. If you want to go out there and do your paddleboarding, but I mean, it's just.
No, you say it with such disdain. Like
I do.
No one's saying that what you're doing is like, I'm not crapping on you, but you're like, oh, screw these people. I want to be outside and enjoy the sun.
Well, it's really my opinion. Of course, they can do what they want.
I don't know, man. There might be a few people that were going to enjoy weather today, and they decide, you know what, I'm staying home.
I don't know.
That BJ talking about weather has definitely influenced me.
The rain is probably what's keeping them inside.
Yeah, people out in this. I know Pacific Northwest people love this.
Hey, guys, they make open top kayaks. They're a lot easier to get out of and more stable than a canoe. I own 2.
Are they whale proof?
No.
Yes.
Exactly. I don't think anything's whale proof.
No. That's right.
You know what? Danny's apartment's whale proof.
For now.
Yeah. Right. You're not going to have to worry about a whale coming over.
It's true. Don't know that.
I swear one of these days I'm gonna hit up our buddy Red, a.k.a. Rucky the Seawolf, who's a giant orca.
Yes.
And show up one night, like Friday night, like 2 a.m, banging on Danny's door. just to mess with him.
That would be funny. I'll support that.
Oh, God.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right. Okay.
What does the U.S. president do to the first turkey for Thanksgiving?
Kills it.
No.
He deep fries it.
No.
He pardons it.
Yes.
Hey, look at you, buddy. You want a shot at beating Steve? All right, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases, and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
New on Curiosity Stream. The way we fight wars is changing. Every technological leap redraws the battle lines. How will war be waged in the decades to come? See what lies ahead in the limited series, Future Warfare. And uncover the influence of European cities on the greatest musical compositions ever written in the captivating series, Classical Destinations. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.